and welcome back to
week 3.
Not welcome back to week 3.
My
Welcome to
heavens,
week 3.
that was so loud.
This is why I normally have the headphones, because I can hear how loud I'm being.
Yes, well, you know what? Sometimes I would like to hear how loud I'm being. Thank you. And actually, it turns out I'm not very loud at all. Very echoey. Hello. Sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to your third instalment of the Holyrood Happy Hour.
The Triple H.
HHH. I'm not going to lie, things have gone a bit viral.
Hashtag viral.
Hashtag
Have you
viral.
gone hashtag viral?
I mean, I know that you love it when I look at the numbers
I do.
for the previous pods, and I can confirm that our first episode is currently at 540,
Oh my
554 views,
We've smashed 500,000.
and episode 2 is rapidly catching up and is on 438 views.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that means we're bigger than Beaver.
Bigger than it, of course. That was always the aim. We can just stop now. Can
Yeah.
you start recording?
Mhm.
Let's go.
Okay, bye.
So I've been absolutely thrilled. I've been bowled over with the number of staff that are listening, the number of students that are listening. But you know, it's very exciting. It's a lovely. We've had so much
Positive.
so much interaction from it, which has been brilliant. So here is another epic installment.
Another jammy donut of a pod.
I thought this would be good in the intro. You know, the other day you messaged me about, you know, someone says, "Are you pulling my leg?" And I've been thinking of some, and you sent me.
I did send you a meme
You sent me a meme of different things that you could do.
instead of, "Are you pulling my leg?"
Are you pulling my leg? So the thing is, you know, when you're really surprised, or you think someone's having you on, and
Like
you
this, guys. Are you pulling my leg?
And we saw this meme that said, "How funny would it be if there were different expressions for the same thing?" So like, "Are you buttering my toast? Are you slicing my cheese?
Are you crunching my biscuit?
Are you baking my potato?"
Oh, we could go on for hours.
We could go on. Right, hey.
Answers on a postcard, please.
Yeah, if you've got any more pulling my leg based changes that you could make, we're all ears.
We are all ears.
Hey, Nightingale, fun fact. Did you know that herring communicate mostly by farting?
No.
Apparently, according to Millie has sent us in some fun facts.
Oh gosh.
And that is one of because surely they also fart because they have to fart. So
No,
how
because
do
I
you
don't think fish get tummy ache.
you know, fish get trapped wind?
I'm not sure we should be using the word fart. It feels a bit naughty. This is lowbrow.
Do you want me to do a different fun fact?
I think it would sit better with my professional nature if you would, yes.
Hey, Nightingale, fun fact. Did you know that the longest game of Monopoly in a moving lift lasted 384 hours? Which, I can tell you, is 16 days.
Oh my gosh. I barely want to play Monopoly for 1 hour.
Oh, we're not allowed to play it in our house. It's dangerous, Monopoly.
Oh yeah, you are.
But because Tilly sent in these fun facts. I love it, Tilly. I feel like I'm going to need
some background.
Some context. What was it? The same people, or did you get into the lift, play a bit of Monopoly, and then get out?
But what happens if they need a wee?
Exactly. You couldn't do 16 days straight playing Monopoly in a lift.
Or eating. I should have gone with eating first. Here we are, back to the lowbrow. Is what happens if they need a snack or a nap?
Yeah. So
I
Millie,
can't
I
find
feel
that
we need
snack or a
more.
nap.
We need more information. We need more
Context on a postcard, please, Millie.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going over to our next section now. It's the word of the week.
It's the word of the week. Word of the week. Word of the week. Word of the week. Okay, so I thought long and hard about this, and I have had some word of the week suggestions
Have you?
from the little people that seem to live in my house.
The little people that
live in my house.
You mean your children?
Yes,
Right.
but I haven't taken any of them because I already had my word of the week for this week, and I really like it, and I think it's such a good word. And the word of the week this week is cumbersome.
Cumbersome.
Now,
Benedict Cumbersome.
no, that's Benedict Cumberband.
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. Benedict. Stop it. The word of the week is not Benedict Cumberband. It is cumbersome, and it's an adjective, and it means large or heavy and therefore difficult to carry. So you could say, no, you can't steal that piano because it's too cumbersome.
Ah, interesting.
And I was thinking maybe if you ever need to stop someone stealing your pianos in music, there's your word.
I like it. Not that many people try. Well, no.
I mean, you could start with, no, you shouldn't steal that piano because stealing is wrong. But also, if that wasn't enough...
Stop! Don't steal that keyboard! Stealing is wrong, and that piano is cumbersome.
Exactly.
I love it. I'm going to so do that from now on.
So, really good word. See if you can work it into a piece of your home learning this week.
We're going to go over to our special correspondent, my favourite correspondent. We've decided to go for a geographical location code name for you, Mrs. Harris. We're going over to Nevada, who's going to give us some geographical headlines. Nevada, take it away.
Hello from Team Geography, this is Mrs. Harris. I've got some interesting facts for you this morning and a quick quiz. Okay, on the Galapagos Islands, the University of Southampton has been studying the ocean circulation patterns. Now, this island in the eastern equatorial Pacific Ocean is iconic and globally significant. So the University of Southampton have been having a look at marine life and how it's been supported. Okay, a new species of bat has been discovered in West Africa. A black and orange spectacular looking animal, a little bit like an orangutan, has been discovered in West Africa and been registered yesterday. Okay, the volcano in Mexico continues to erupt. The Popocatépetl volcano, it's a stratovolcano, started erupting on December the 10th and is still erupting today. If you're interested in that sort of thing, have a look at the interactive map on volcanosandearthquakes.com and you can see what's happening around the world. Today's global seismic activity level is considered to be moderate. Okay, I've got a quick quiz for you. 5 questions. If you email the correct answers to me, I will send you something chocolate based in the post. Okay, what is the world's largest continent? That's question number 1. Number 2, what percentage of the River Nile is located in Egypt? Number 3, what body of water separates Africa and Europe? Number 4, what is the state capital of Oklahoma? And number 5, what is the only major city located on 2 continents? Okay, there's 5 quick questions. If you email them to me, I will make sure you get something lovely posted out to you. I hope you have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Orangutan bat. Do you know what I really loved?
Orangutan.
I loved how I felt like Mrs. Harris was giving us the geographical headlines, like a news report.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
I loved
and
it.
now, breaking news: the volcano in somewhere is still erupting. I was so excited about the bats. I kind of my brain went up.
May I suggest that you go back and listen to the 3 facts again?
But thank you so much, Mrs. Harris. Really amazing, really well presented as well. I mean, there's a future in radio there, I would say.
I love bats. The thing I really love about bats is, if you've ever seen a really close-up, cute picture of a bat, they look like they should be scary, and they're always using Halloween.
No, so you just said close-up, cute picture of a scary bat. That is a massive oxymoron.
No, because you know how much I hate spiders, but when you see a close-up and you see their cute little eyes, you're like, oh, how could you be killer?
I would not want that cute little face screaming towards mine in the dead of night. No, thank you.
And you don't mind spiders.
No, bats.
Oh, bats. No, I disagree. Because, like I said, they get a really bad rap.
Because they fly around at night, they're practically silent, they're flappy, they're scary. You get them up close and they look like they would literally rip your face off.
No.
Yes.
No, I need to send you the bat meme.
I don't know.
I might even insert it into the YouTube video right here. Look at how cute that little guy is. We're going over to my favourite correspondent.
You made that whole lot of history. We could be the greatest team podcast has ever seen.
I think this is more no direction.
Oh, you've been stuck on that for 2 weeks.
That's hilarious. Very good.
Literally, that's been in his back pocket for the last week.
I like it. Fantastic. Fantastic, Nero.
Anyway, as I'm sure you've guessed, we've got Nero back with us for our This Week in History. There's been some pretty opinionated feedback on This Week in History from the little person that lives with me. Basically, she's gunning for your slot, so you need to make this good.
She does like history.
I will defend my slot.
Yeah, she wants to...
Defend your honour, sir!
To face you in battle.
Isn't that what they used to do, like back in the olden days? They slapped people with a fish, and then like, I challenge thee to a duel.
With a glove, not a fish.
Oh wait, I was thinking Monty Python. Monty Python is a fish. Dueling is a glove. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, Nero, for the benefits of Nightingale, if no one else, what's happening this week in history?
Well, this week, your lovely opinionated little helper will be glad to know that it is a little bit more gruesome than last week. It's been...
She'll be very pleased.
Last week was the lull before the storm.
Oh, I love it.
So this week, the 19th, which I think was Tuesday, if I'm right.
Yes,
Tuesday.
19th.
For those year 8s out there who have been studying Joan of Arc.
All the year 8s.
All the year
Joan
8s.
of Arc, what a woman.
But in 1419, it's the day that Rouen submits to Henry V in the 100 Years' War.
Do you know, we've been to the church in Rouen where she was tried.
Really?
Yes, we have. And we did a little tour and we saw the castle
Oh,
they
is that
filmed
when we saw the
Merlin
war
in.
grave as well?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, so we went to it was clearly a memorable experience.
Obviously, yes.
it was so hot.
But you can go to the church where she was tried by...
Ooh, I think
That's
this
right.
needs a school trip.
Oh,
Oh,
shit, it's really
I
nice.
remember because you were desperately
Very
trying to
excited.
tell me, and you were very excited, and I was too busy interested in the ice cream that I was eating.
Yeah, there was a lot
That
To
of
be
is-
fair, that is a good distraction.
Mhm.
Well, the 21st, Thursday, okay. Well, this is the gruesome part and probably the best invention to come out of France since the croissant.
Is it Madame la Guillotine?
Is it
It
guillotine?
involves the guillotine. Louis XVI is executed in
Oh.
1793 during the French Revolution.
Louis.
Lots.
Did you know that
Lots.
France was still executing people via guillotine in the 60s?
Yeah,
You could still be executed.
No.
Yeah.
it was a very
No.
clean method of execution.
But isn't that like when you like?
Chop off someone's head.
Yeah.
I mean, whichever way you execute someone, I hate to break it to you, but they are dead at the end.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's
Louis' head.
painless.
King Louis' head in a basket. What would you like us to do? Take it out and ask it? Should we invade France? King Louis' head? Do whatever you want. I'm super dead.
And now that I get.
Oh, see, you speak. Do you know what that is?
Speaks to me the
That's
meaning
a
of this.
Hamilton reference.
It's also a slightly obscure one for today as well. First pineapple.
Anise. There's that meme, isn't there?
Every country
First
calls it
pineapple.
Every
ananas,
other country
anise.
calls it ananise. And they're going to the general, oh, this is an ananise. What do they call it in Portugal?
It's
Ananise.
It's not ananise.
What is it?
It's ananas.
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 What do they call it in France? Ananas. What do they call it in Italy? Ananas. We'll call it
The
the
pineapple.
pineapple.
Yes, I have seen that. I will insert the meme here.
Oh, a little bit of cross-curricular now, some music.
Oh, she gets very excited
Yeah.
about
I mean,
this.
right, go for it.
Suddenly we've gone, just to give you an indication of what's happening here, listeners, we've gone from lounging and slightly disinterested
No.
to sat up straight, leaning over to Mr. Tozer and tell me your
I'm
musical
interested.
history.
Just I don't.
So, Thomas Tallis, ring any bells?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
No, Thomas Tallis.
Oh.
Well, Elizabeth I grants him the monopoly on printing music.
That's cool. Didn't know
There
that.
you go.
Wow. Fun fact. Did you know, eh?
Yeah. So on the 22nd, 1879, Battle of Rorke's Drift. It was 150 British soldiers versus about 4,000 Zulu warriors.
Ooh, that's not going well.
The British won. The British
Shut
defended
up.
it.
Ow.
Superior tactics, I would imagine, and the fact that the
Guns.
Zulus had spears and.
And ships. And
So the balance shifts.
Sorry.
We rendezvous with Lochambeau and consolidate
Rochambeau.
bigots. We can end this war in Yorktown, cut them off at sea.
But for this to succeed, there is someone else we need.
Hamilton!
Sorry.
Oh, there's the rap! No one has got more resilience or matches my practical tactical
Yes,
brilliance!
shit.
You want your right hand fight for your land back.
I want my right hand man back.
Sorry.
I feel like I've got to watch this now.
You
You really
really,
do.
if you want to come back, don't come back next week without having watched it.
But it was, anyway,
Sorry.
Rorke's Drift was 11, the most Victoria Crosses ever awarded in one particular battle was 11. And then, of course, the Gold Rush. California Gold Rush in 1848.
Now the California Gold Rush links very nicely. My year 9s, any year 9s that are listening, should be able to tell you a bit more about that because it links really nicely in the context of Mice and Men, which we studied in the autumn term. So, California
Never
Gold
read
Rush.
of no, my amendment.
Commendations for it. It's very cross-curricular. So
It is.
Yeah, you did a good
It's
job.
nice.
That as well.
Nice
You did.
fusion. big thanks to Nero!
Thank you, Nero!
Once again, excellent contributions.
My favourite correspondent.
And she says that to everyone. And we look forward to your thoughts on Hamilton next week.
We're going back over to my favourite correspondent, Nefertiti.
She's back with us! Now, Nefertiti, before we begin,
We're not out of week.
a little bit of feedback. I have a couple of superfans
Go ahead.
who would like to request something a little less scary, because one of your superfans is a bit worried that you're giving people ideas. Because this superfan loves your stories, but keeps saying to me, when is Nefertiti going to do a less scary story?
Hey, superfan. Sorry, Imogen. No, superfan. Oh, sorry. Yes, it will happen today. I have a wonderful story, and its title is Elephants, Bananas, and Auntie Ethel.
I already love it. I already love it.
It's by someone called Chris Rose, and it's a really fun little story that we're going to share with you today. So,
Nefertiti, take it away.
Great. So I was walking along the street on my way to work as usual, but for some reason I was in a hurry. I wasn't really sure why I was in a hurry, and then I realised that I was holding a banana in my hand. I didn't know why I was holding a banana in my hand, but I knew that the banana was really important for some reason. The banana had something to do with the reason that I was late and in a hurry. It was really important banana, only I didn't know why the banana was so important. Then I met my Auntie Ethel on the street corner. It was strange, because I hadn't seen Auntie Ethel for about 20 years. Hello, I said to her. I haven't seen you for about 20 years. I was really surprised to see her, but she didn't really seem that surprised to see me. Be careful with that banana, she said, and I laughed because I knew that it was a really important banana, and yes, I had to be careful with it. Sorry, I'm in stitches over here.
I mean, it happens to me all the time. Walking down the street, suddenly I've got a banana in my hand.
Auntie Ethel?
Auntie Ethel, all the time.
She's my spirit animal.
Auntie Ethel decided to walk to work with me, which was a problem because I was late and in a hurry, and she walked really, really slowly. Then we went round the corner and there was an elephant blocking the street.
Of course.
It depends where you live, I guess, but in Manchester it's pretty strange to see an elephant blocking the street. The strange thing was, though, I wasn't really that surprised. Oh no, I was thinking, another elephant blocking the street, what a pain. Especially this morning when I'm late and in a hurry and with Auntie Ethel and this really important banana. Then suddenly I started to get really worried, and then I woke up.
Oh!
I breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness for that, I thought. How strange dreams are. I wondered why I was dreaming about elephants and bananas and Auntie Ethel. The radio was already on. The radio comes on automatically at 7 o'clock to wake me up. I looked at the clock. It was already 7:10. I had to get up quickly. I went into the shower and I could hear the news on the radio. I couldn't hear it very well, but there was a story on the news about an elephant that had escaped the local circus. The elephant was causing a lot of trouble walking around town. I thought, this is an incredible coincidence. But then I realised I'd probably heard the news story on the radio when I was half asleep, and that's why I was dreaming about an elephant. I quickly got dressed, went into the kitchen to get some coffee before I went to work. I work for a film company. We get ideas for films and film scripts, and then we try to produce the films. I thought a film about an elephant in Manchester would be great. There was a note on the kitchen table. It was from my wife. Don't forget to buy bananas on your way home from work today, it said. It's a good job she'd written a note because I'd completely forgotten about the fact that she has to eat a lot of bananas because of this crazy diet she's on at the moment. I tried to remember to buy bananas on my way to work and rushed out of the house. As I was walking down the road, my mobile rang. It was my mum. Hello? Mum, I said. What are you ringing for at this time? I've got some really sad news for you.
It's Aunt Ethel. It's Aunt Ethel.
I'm afraid, love. Do you remember your Auntie Ethel?
No!
Just about, I said. I haven't seen Auntie Ethel for about 20 years. Well, she was very old, and I'm afraid she died last night. She's been very ill. I told you a couple of weeks ago. That's sad, I said. A
big thank you to Nefertiti there for our first instalment of Elephants, Bananas and Aunt Ethel. We will see her again next week for instalment 2.
Okay, last week we launched a new segment which was our Room of Requirement.
The Room of Requirement.
But I thought before we jet off to our new room for the students to guess this week, I would share with you that we have had some successful guesses.
Oh,
so I can confirm that Millie got it right, Riley got it right, Miss Robinson got it right, and Mrs. Holland got it right.
Got it right. Chloe got it right.
Yes, she did.
Thomas got it right. I had about 3 others that got it right. Oh, Charlie.
I just wanted to share the funny exchange between Riley and I. Because Riley sent me one going, I'm pretty sure this one is in, and then the right room. And I put bingo. And he said, yes, I knew it, I am so smart. And I was like, now impress me by finishing all your outstanding English work.
Oh, nice, I like it. You used a subtle way to get some productivity out
I did,
there.
I was like, I'm glad you're listening to the podcast. Now you need to submit your English work.
Brilliant, that's very good.
So well done to everyone that guessed correctly.
And we're going to go back to our room of requirement to reveal, very briefly, where we were.
Okay, now let's see if we can slice through 10 pieces of paper at once. We're in repro.
Oi, you two, get off the photocopier!
Hello. Hi. We've magically transported away from the angry lady that was shouting at us about the photocopiers.
She was really scary.
And we're now in a different room in the school. Now you can probably hear it's quite a big room.
Wait, listen. You can hear my clip-clopping.
You can hear Nightingale's clip-clopping. So we're going to give you your 2 sound clues and then your 1 visual clue. So your first sound clue is this.
Okay, Napoleon, take it away. Okay.
And your second sound clue is this.
Okay, so there's your 2 sound clues. And the visual clue this week, Napoleon, is...
I can see some ceramic pots.
Ah, nice. I like it. Okay, so where are we, listeners, this week? I don't know about you, but I think we should, through the powers of technology, magic ourselves back to our normal recording home.
Secret recording location.
Are you ready? Section.
And she, unlike our correspondence, doesn't say this about every section. This really is her favourite section.
It really is my favourite section. So, we've got a very exciting Rockin' at the Rood. I have had quite a lot of entries, like a lot of entries.
Which in itself
is exciting,
awesome.
Yeah. So today we are going to be rocking at the Rood to Charlie's piece of music that he created on BandLab. So, Charlie in Year 8.
Year 8, Charlie.
Charlie, take it away. Section.
Yes, so this week for Pod Positivity, I read a really super cool news article this week about a hero plumber who has helped 10,000 vulnerable families fix their heating and plumbing for free during the pandemic.
For free?
For free.
Whoa.
For free. His name is James Anderson, and he founded the Disabled and Elderly Plumbing and Heating Emergency Response, and has since helped
that's really cool.
more than 10,000 families. And the thing that I thought that was brilliant was that between Christmas Day and New Year alone, he and a local team of 3 volunteers and 3 apprentices and 4 engineers took on 93 jobs for free.
Whoa.
Which is brilliant.
That's
And
quite a team.
he set it up because of the pandemic, so
That's
people
nice.
are struggling financially, and there's nothing worse in winter than if your
No
boiler breaks
heating.
or you haven't got any hot water.
Mm.
So I thought that was absolutely fabulous. So in Cornwall,
Mm.
they have just opened the UK's first ever geothermal power plant. So that's where they get heat from the earth itself.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's going to supply all the electricity to 10,000 local homes.
That's very economical.
Completely green, completely free, because the earth is warm. But the plant creates power by mixing water in 3 wells, one of which is 3 miles deep, and it passes through a fault zone and the red hot water and granite rocks that are within it, and it heats the water up.
That's really cool.
Mind blowing, really.
Again,
that we're doing this
Do you know what this comes down to?
Science. Yep, it's all down to science. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention, I am a massive fan of All on the Board. Have you seen them?
Oh yeah, that's the London Underground?
The London Underground
Yeah.
boards. Absolutely love them. Huge
yeah,
fan.
they're always really nice.
And I saw a really nice one that I wanted to share with our students this week, because I think week 3, we've just had Blue Monday, which
Yeah.
they say is the most depressing day of the year. It's the sort of 3rd Monday
Did it
of
feel
January.
pretty blue?
People feel really blue. So I think people might be feeling a bit down, maybe a bit sort of stuck. And All on the Board this week had, their board said, things will get better. Hello to the person reading this. You may be going through a really tough time at the moment. You may not feel worthwhile and think there's no way out of the situation you're in and believe that things won't get better. You are worthwhile. You are special. You are not alone. Things will get better.
Oh, that's really nice.
I just thought it was a really nice kind of thing to
Remember.
ponder on.
Very similar to Mr. McCormick's stick-to-itness.
Yes,
from
the
last week.
stick-to-itness limerick. And it's kind of what this podcast is as well, and that's why we're trying our hardest to get as many staff voices on this as possible, so that you can feel connected to us.
So
and
we are still here.
you know we're still here, and things will get better.
End of pod positivity now.
What have I done to make you feel proud? It's never too late to try. What have you done? Disappointingly, disappointing is maybe the wrong word, but we've had a ton of shout-outs
We have.
from students, and actually shout-outs from staff as well,
We have.
which is really nice. We haven't, however, had any what have you done this week to make you feel proud.
No.
So I'm a little
Third week
disappointed
in
about.
as well.
So it's just us again with what we've done this week to feel proud, and maybe this week will be the week that we'll get something from a student. So Nightingale, what have you done this week to make you feel proud?
I have received an above and beyond postcard,
Yes, you have.
which is really nice because we love doing this, but we certainly haven't done it for any sort of recognition or anything like that. I think, well, certainly for me, I'm sure you as well, it's not really in my nature. I don't really like being the centre of attention. And yeah, to receive a postcard for the fact that we're doing this podcast from, our colleagues and our friends at school is really nice.
I came out of the staff room cackling about something, and a member of staff went, "Oh, I recognise that laugh."
Yes, I mean, Mrs. Driscoll definitely did say that.
But no,
Whether that's a good thing or not, we don't know. Has a teacher ever said to you, why do I remember your name? Napoleon, what have you done this week to make you feel proud?
Now, my classes will be able to confirm this, but I last week started using an application called Moat, which is where, because I was a fan of Loom. I've loomed, I've done some looming, but Moat, which I discovered last week, and I discovered it before it was cool. I was using it before Mr. Cocker sent out an email to everyone else.
It's very clever.
You can leave voice messages to the students on Google Classroom, so it's a widget by Google. So rather than typing, here is the Holyrood Happy Hour second episode on Friday, I recorded a message to all my classes instead, because I'm sure they're really missing my voice and my loudness. So rather than typing it, I recorded my voice, and I think it's really nice because it's a bit more personal, and I've learnt to use it, and I'm not the greatest at technology, but I've been successfully. I'm happy to use technology if it benefits me. I'm not the best at understanding what buttons to click. I'm kind of rather than watch the instructions, I'm a click it till it works.
So you've taken the approach of, I think they'd really like to hear my voice.
We've told you what we're proud of. We'd like to hear what you're proud of.
You can send an email to kwilsher, WILSHER, at gaps.holyroodacademy.com, or you can send a message to nwilsher, WILSHER, at gaps.holyroodacademy.com via your Gaps email address, okay? You can send a message via that way, or you can send a message on Google Classroom to one of the posts that we put up. I put up all the Key Stage 3 posts, and Mrs. Wilshire does them as well, so there's no excuse. Or alternatively, comment on the YouTube page.
Can you do that?
I'm sure you can.
And give us a thumbs up
Yeah.
rather than a thumbs down.
Need to let it go, let it go, can't hold it back, don't hold it back anymore.
It's my angry biology, it's not my fault.
It's in your dunner.
It's in my donut. Don't tell me what I know, Travis!
I love that movie. Anyway,
we have got Bethany from Year 8 here to give us our joke of the pod.
Bethany, take it away.
The past, present, and future walk into a bar. It was tense.
Hey.
Love an English pun.
We're going over to Riley from Year 8, who's going to do our positive quote of the week. Riley, take it away.
Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift, that's why they call it the present.
Nice. Thank you so much, Riley. Shout-outs now.
Right, now, as we mentioned.
Before we do our shout-outs, because I feel like they're going to explode if I don't do it. Charlie and George, in Year 9, would like us to give a shout-out
I think it's more than Charlie and
to
George, isn't it?
Alfie.
Charlie, Zach, Jack, Hugo, George and Cody.
Basically, all the chaps in Year 9 who are currently in school would like to give a shout-out to Alfie, who is also in Year 9 in school, because it is his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Alfie.
Happy birthday
Oh,
to
we're singing
you.
now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alfie. Happy birthday to you.
Whoop whoop! So I just threw in a whoop whoop just for you.
So, we had one from Will in Year 7 saying your podcast is so funny it made my day. We had one from Oliver saying that he listened to it with his mum and dad and he really enjoyed it.
Oh, Oliver's one of mine.
Oliver's
Hello,
one of
Oliver.
We had one from Joe, who's in one of my Year 8 English classes, who said, listen to this while I was doing my work. Shout out, please.
Nice. To the point.
Okay. not beating around the bush. I'm not sure if we should be listening to this whilst doing work. I'm not sure that's the most conducive
Oh, I
working
don't know. I've told
environment.
kids to listen to it whilst they're doing it.
I know, but we're loud. We're not playing relaxing classical music to help
You
with
can play whale
concentration.
sounds.
And also,
Do you like my whale sounds?
also Catherine, who I missed, and I'm very sorry I missed you, Catherine. Hey, Napoleon, just listened to your podcast. It was so funny and cool, made me smile. Thank you so much for doing it because it makes lockdown feel a lot better. I hope you have an amazing weekend. So, yeah, absolutely lovely. So those are our mop-up shout-outs, which I apologise for.
So we've got another shout out from Chloe in Year 10. So
Long
this is
time fan.
fantastic. Long time fan. I would like to say thank you for what you are both doing for Holyrood. Whoop whoop. I'm really excited to see what tomorrow's podcast is. So that would be...
That would have been last week.
That would have been last week's. Thank you for keeping my spirits high. Your podcast has made me laugh. I'm going to tune in every time Friday. Thank you, in capital letters, so much for what you are doing, from Chloe. And there are a lot of exclamation marks and
many
smiley faces.
smiley faces.
Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. This is from Jaden in Year 8 who says, I would like to nominate Miss Armstrong, Miss Wheatley and Mr. Miliari for being really supportive. He says, thanks. P.S. Can I nominate both of you too? With a big grin face.
You
of course
absolutely
you
can. We'll take any nominations.
Thanks very much, Jin.
We've also had a shout out from Mrs. Chape to say that she wanted to let us know that the Year 9 crew were finding our Happy Hour podcast hilarious, and apparently they were trying to synchronise and listen to it at the same time on their headphones.
Oh, that's mad skills.
Millie's been in touch again to say that she listened to the podcast and she loved the HP/Hamilton references, and then she managed to get the Room of Requirement guess,
Well
which
done.
was brilliant.
Well done, Millie. So this is from Poppy in Year 8. She says, hello, Miss Wilshire, Nightingale. Thank you for your amazing podcast. It's so funny and I love it, and it's really nice to hear you guys while we are at home. Please also thank you to Mrs. Wilshire, Napoleon, from me, Poppy. I look forward to the next one. In capital letters, thank you, exclamation marks, across the page, from Poppy in year 8.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah,
Really nice
thanks,
shout
Poppy.
out. And then we've had a shout out by accident, I'm going to say, because Miss McCormick shared with all the staff an email that he'd had from a parent, sort of generally thanking the staff for remote learning.
Oh, yes.
And the parent said, and this is Lucy's mum, today Lucy listened to the second podcast from the amazing Mrs. Wilshire and Miss Wilshire. I just managed to catch the end of it, and it was so lovely to hear their happy voices. So I thought that was really nice as well.
Yes.
Shout out from a parent.
Shout out from a parent. And I've got a couple more. I've got one from Leon in year 7. He said, I loved your podcast. On the next podcast, can we listen to some more One Direction? It was brilliant.
You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful.
Now-
It's the mask.
Oh, you are so harsh. Now, Leon, I would love to play some more One Direction. Leon is in the most amazing tutor group in year 7. And I know
Other amazing tutor groups are available.
I know he is a fantastic fan of One Direction, and I'd love to play some more, Leon, but I'm afraid I can't because
So
copyright.
I get the,
No,
I'm getting the hint.
even if you
I
sing
hear you.
it, it's
I
still a
you said I
copyright
could
issue.
sing 30 seconds.
So, Leon, thank you for your shout out, but I'm sorry I cannot play you any more One Direction, but you have my permission to listen to a One Direction song whilst you're doing some work. And then finally, I've got a shout out from Phoenix in year 10. She says, hi, I was listening to your podcast whilst doing science revision, well done, and I really enjoyed it. I love Nightingale and Napoleon's energy. Can't wait for future podcasts, will definitely be listening to them. Send all my best to the staff and students in school working hard.
Oh, we did have it. Miss Robinson said that she loved the podcast, and Mrs. Holland has been in touch to say that she loved the podcast too. So staff seem, are 2 members of staff.
And as lovely as we love receiving thanks, and obviously, this is great, we've had our first birthday shout out, that's A-OK. It would be great if we could hear more about you. Because at the moment, all we're doing is just saying how amazing we are, and it's not sitting very well with Miss Wilshire.
Leon thinks we're great.
It's giving Miss Wilshire a little bit of heartburn, so let's talk more about you guys at home. Send us your shout out.
But also, like Jaden has, shout outs to other staff as well is
definitely.
really nice. Particularly if you're in school and there's maybe a regular member of staff that's manning your room that's done something cool. PE, you've been taking everyone in school out for sessions, so you're literally shouting out to them,
should be
you know.
shouting.
It's the end of the pod, end of the pod, end of the pod.
End of the pod.
Now, before we do our own shout outs and we sign the pod off, I just wanted to take a minute of reflection.
Oh, I love it when you do this.
To just share something that I think we should all ponder on. And I saw this and I thought, wow, that's really, really poignant. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So to put things in perspective, for those of us who are feeling a bit stir crazy, 3 weeks in, Anne Frank and 7 other people hid in a 450 square foot attic for 761 days, quietly trying to remain undiscovered to stay alive. We can all do our part to keep everyone safe and spend a few weeks at home.
That is very poignant.
Really? 761 days. That's over 2 years.
Yeah.
And they didn't have games consoles and they couldn't go in the garden.
Yeah,
they couldn't walk the dog. So that really made me kind of go, I've been moaning a bit this week. I've been a bit aggy, I've been a bit restless and, complainy. That kicked me into touch a bit. Who are you saying hello to?
I would like to say hello to Mrs. Austin.
Yes, good shout out.
Because Mrs. Austin works very closely with some of my lovelies. And I just want to say that I know that she's been working. I know all the teaching assistants have been working super hard. They've had to do some training. They've had to step up and sort of do other responsibilities. And I know that they have been with the students a lot. And I think actually they are working really, 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 really hard. I'd just like to give a little virtual wave to I have given a real wave to Mrs. Austin and I always say hello to her in the morning, but a little virtual wave to Mrs. Austin, who is...
I second that shout out because
superstar.
I do my key worker shift on a Monday in the LRC with the Year 7s with Mrs. Austin.
She
So I
was
get to see
amazing.
Mrs. Austin every week, and I totally second that. Shout
Yeah.
out. Excellent shout out.
Thanks.
And all the TAs.
Yeah. Napoleon, who would you like to shout out to?
Right, if this shout out doesn't make it in this week, I think there's going to be a riot, okay? So I would like to make a shout out to, now, I didn't know how to break this to you, but we've broken out of just Holyrood with this podcast, just so you know.
Have we?
We've broken into Red Start
Cool.
as well.
Okay.
Possibly because the little person that lives in my house goes to Red Start School
Fair
and
enough.
is a big fan and is working very hard to convince her teacher to let her classmates listen to this podcast.
Oh, okay.
But one of my friends teaches over there, teaches Year 4. She's a big
Is that Mrs.
fan.
Evans?
It
Because I'm
is
pretty
Mrs.
sure
Evans.
that a lot of our students may well remember
Mrs. Evans. Any students that went to Red Start School will probably remember Mrs. Evans. And she's a big fan of the pod.
Oh.
She asked for a shout out last week.
She's a legend among men.
We recorded a shout out last week, which we lost, so it didn't go in. And I got a text message. I got a text message after
Was
last
it
week.
indignant?
After last week, I mean, Mrs. Evans never does indignant.
No, she
But I
was.
just got another great episode. Such fun. Would like a shout out, please. So there you go.
Shout
So
out
my
you will
shout out,
get.
and to all of our primary colleagues who are also in school teaching, but particularly to Mrs. Evans, who, as you say, is a legend amongst men, the dream teacher that everyone wants to have.
Legend. Wait for it. Derry.
Anyway, that's your lot for week
That's
3.
it.
That's it.
It
That's
is
all
the
we've
end
got.
of the pod.
And I can confirm, as of right now, as of recording, episode 2 has had
You're getting this live, guys.
452 views.
Oh, we are 48 away from 600.
It's almost
500.
overtaken
I
pod
can't
1.
What? How many?
Or 557 for pod 1.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's been lovely. It's been a lovely week. I'm going to be thinking about that Anne Frank thing this week, particularly when I feel a bit moany. So that's it. Have a lovely week. We'll see you next week.
Maybe.
Same time.
Mrs. Wilson might not. She might not turn
I
up.
might not turn up.
Depends how many thumbs down there is. I'm not bothered. Look at this nonchalant attitude I have.
Cumbersome attitude.
Nonchalant and cumbersome. Benedict Cumbersome. Oh, are you peeling my orange?
Oh, peeling my orange!
That's
Yes!
good,
I like that.
You coring my apple?
No, not so much. Anyway, I've done a lot of talking, so I'm still waiting for you to say goodbye.
Oh. Bye. Careful. Keep each other safe.
Keep washing those hands.
Keep
tuning in to
the
Triple H.
Whoop whoop.